Okay, folks, what's happening? We are here in sunny Pennsylvania. Just finished up with Burnout Wars at Pocono Raceway. Had a blast doing that. While I was out here, I figured I would extend my stay so I could go visit my buddy Tony Angelo, because he's been building some absolutely radical street machines on his channel as of lately, and I wanted to catch up and see if we could scumbag him into doing some fun stuff. So here's the deal. If you're not familiar with who Tony Angelo is, he was an ex-pro FD driver. He was a host of Hot Rod Garage along with Lucky Costa, back on Motor Trend, also featured in a bunch of Roadkill and a bunch of other stuff. And now he has started his own YouTube channel, I guess 2 years ago now at this point. It's really grown into something special.
Welcome back to Stay Tuned. I'm Tony Angelo, and this is my YouTube channel. This is my cheap V8 911, dirt cheap turbocharged D100, dirt cheap carbureted LS1, dirt cheap supercharged Mercedes E55.
They're doing some rad builds over there. It's called Stay Tuned. One of those I've been following very closely here, and I've been dying to see this thing in person. He procured a proper Hendrick Motorsport SB2 NASCAR race engine, slammed it into a 55 Chevy Bel Air, basically. And that's it. 800 horsepower in a basic shell of a vehicle from the 50s. It absolutely screams. He sent me a video of them testing it 2 days ago. They just got this thing running. It sounds absolutely savage. So we're gonna go see this NASCAR powered 55 Chevy and see if we can scumbag Tony into doing some fun stuff with it on the street. Tony!
What's up, buddy?
Dude, I appreciate you meeting me on a Sunday.
No problem.
Oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Angelo.
Michael?
This is Michael.
Nice to meet you.
We call him Barb. We call him Barb.
AKA Barb.
Okay. I like Barb. That works good.
Thanks.
That's that way every time we talk to anybody.
It's also not short for Barbara.
It's not short for Barbara.
What's it short for?
Barbara Leonardo, my last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, dude, I appreciate you being so kind as to bringing this thing out. Watching it online, and as you know, I'm a big fan of SB2s.
Yeah.
Like the whole concept behind this build has been rad, because moonshine.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like a moonshine runner. The idea is it's a full-on NASCAR motor, so SB2. And what's really cool about this is one of the guys from Hendrick hit me up and was like, "Hey, let me decode that motor for you. Let me see what that thing has actually done." And it has done some things. So Joe Nemechek drove it in the Cup 4 or 5 times, always on the front row, qualified super high with it a few times, and then Jimmy Johnson drove on it twice and finished in the top 10.
Really?
So that thing's seen some action.
Hell yeah, man. So when you got this, you bought it used, but it had been rebuilt. And
Yeah, essentially, they basically all leave the NASCAR teams under, they blow them out with auctions when the new stuff comes in. And this had gone, maybe done a little bit of round racing out in Lancaster. There's a guy that runs out of Pocono. I think he had this, and then what happens a lot. Drag racers are smart, and they want to go as fast as they can.
Yeah.
For as little money as they can. So they buy these race prepped lunatic machines, and then they punch them out a little bit or stroke them out. So this one's been stroked to a 406. I bought it from a local guy who had it in a full chassis car, and he drove it and eventually put a big block in it. And he ran. This thing, he had the heads worked up a little bit. He had the cam swapped to something that's a little bit more mid-range friendly, and he had it stroked to a 406 and rebuilt. The heads are poured a little bit, the intake's been poured a little bit, and it has a Dominator intake on it. So it's pretty stout.
So did it have like a NASCAR? Does it have a smaller flange intake or something like that?
They do.
Is it like a 4150 style?
4150.
Really?
They did at one point. They run 830s. It's like a very specific NASCAR carburetor. But I don't. So this has a Dominator intake on it.
Hell yeah.
On the engine dyno, Grumpy Jenkins' old dyno. PA legend. have his dyno. They do tuning and stuff. They're real sharp dudes. So we took it out there. It ran, and I was like, this should make 800 horsepower. You know, the guy kind of touted it like it'll make 830 or something. And those guys were like, well, we'll see. We run a lot of SP2s.
Yeah.
We'll see what it'll do. This dyno's a little tight. It did 811 NA horsepower, 8,400 RPM, 8,500 RPM.
Been 811.
811! That's what I'm talking about. 811 horsepower. Yeah, it's an animal. No, I've got an 8,000 RPM chip in it only because I don't have a higher one. But I talked to some dudes. I even talked to Freiberger, was like shifted at 9,000 RPM because that's where it lays over. And I'm like, so we'll probably put a 9,000 or 9,200 RPM chip in it.
Okay.
We'll probably shift it. It was somewhere in there. I'll put either a 9,000 or a 9,200 RPM chip in it.
Love that.
It's a lot. It's, you know.
Yeah, especially considering what it's in.
Yeah, it's a 55 Chevy 210. It's an old street strip car. When we got it, it had like holes in the floors, you know, an old stone, like steam pipe cage, like you know, the awful cage in it. But decently solid car. You know, it's funny, we were saying like, you know, we had to put gauges in the dash. I'm like, oh, there's already 3 holes in the dash for the gauges. We went to go put in a Holley regulator, and there's 2 holes. There's 2 holes right next to it where it probably had a Holley regulator, you know, 40 years ago.
Yep.
That kind of stuff. So it's like, oh, this thing's meant to be a pretty serious little street strip car.
Absolutely.
Which we think is cool. Came to those seats. It has a 12 bolt in it with ladder bars and leaf springs, which don't really work, but they worked good enough in the 80s. We ran them like that.
Can you think can we lift this thing up and take a look underneath?
Sure. It is like, I'm gonna make it handle pretty good and kind of go with the moonshine runner vibe. But it would be nice to make it go down the drag strip, be able to do some drag and drag stuff with it. But for me, keeping it low, making it handle good. NASCAR came out of guys running moonshine. Set of old competition engineering ladder bars on it.
Oh yeah.
With leaf springs, so if you know anything about suspension, that doesn't exactly work as far as going around turns.
God, I love this.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, it works.
Worked enough. It's an A-body 12 volt, probably out of a Chevelle or something. And we haven't met, like, you know, we've been so busy getting the motor running, getting it to fit in the car, building headers, all that sort of stuff, and we just, you know, said for the first rip down the road, we're just gonna leave it alone. And my intention is like, NASCARs were like moonshiners. That's how it really, really started back in the day. So I love and this thing is like perfect vibe for that. So keep it low, make it handle. I do want to take it to drag and drive and stuff, but the main intention will be like, kind of have that NASCAR vibe because of the motor.
I really want to see this ripping down a gravel road.
Exactly, same. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, low, maybe radius defenders, big tires all around. Rip it down a gravel road, sideways at 8,500 RPM.
Nice.
And we have a lot of good hardware on here. QuickTime bell housing. This is a G-Force G101A. So that is a full dog box, you know, face plated 4-speed, straight cut gears, very serious. Yeah, that is pretty similar to what they would have run in the NASCAR.
Oh yeah, nice aluminum drive shaft right there.
Honking drive shaft.
The dry sump.
Yeah, it is a full dry sump. It's a 3-stage or 4-stage drive sump.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's all straight from the NASCAR setup. That was reworked a little bit just to fit in the car. But our deal was like, you know, we may redo a little bit of it. We kind of just have the tank sit in the front. You can't put a hood on it right now, but the idea was like, let's get it down the road and see what it can do.
Exactly.
I got so excited about the first time I heard this thing on the dyno, and it like crested and passed like 7,200. Like I got the chills.
Biggest fire me up moment.
I was like,
yeah.
oh,
yeah.
Like what's it gonna sound like? What's it gonna do? And it was just like, you know, it's the real deal.
You can see in the episode. You got like a childlike excitement on your face.
Good. So yeah, besides that, we just began to run and put a drop center link in it, some old shocks we had laying around for a Buick that never got them, and some basic disc brakes up front.
You got single piston?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
Maybe upgrade that later, but I like to run a small wheel, so we'll see what we can get in there.
Yeah.
You can get a small 4-piston in there if you do it right. But this is like version 1. There it is. It's got fender well headers that we did make kind of for as much clearance as we could get.
Oh yeah, they look sick.
You know, it was like, do we want to do an X-pipe and boom tubes? Do we want to do fender wells? Can we do both? Right now we have fender wells and side pipes. Pretty cool.
Yep. How do you like the sound?
It's good. It's good. We'll fire it up.
All
You'll
right.
have to hear it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll fire this.
Definitely. Yeah, I like all of the well, lack of floor pan, and just it keeps everything cool, but you can see what you're doing in there. That's
We haven't quite got there.
that's part of the fun. You get to see all the linkages working in the shifter. You can adjust them from your driver's seat.
I was like, I feel like neutral gate's a little wonky. Yeah. It's been off the road since the 90s. 1997, I think, was the newspapers we found everything wrapped in. So it's been quite some time. And, we just put it together and sailed it down the road for the first time, 2 days ago. And it actually, man, it felt pretty good.
Oh, you want to take should we put a plug in that flat?
Yeah, we need to put these front, none of these tires, they're all, can do anything with 800 horsepower, but we can see, we don't have anything laying around this morning.
And this C16?
Right now we're running C16, we'll probably put it on E85 down the road. I'll have to rejet the carburetor and make sure everything's happy, but I think it's possible. It's 14.5 to 1 compression, so we'll see.
A little spicy.
It's a little spicy.
A nice little bunch of bits from Holley and...
Yeah, giant Holley pump. This is a dual motor pump, so we're not worried about flow. That'll flow like 1,800 horse.
Nice. I love the danger factor. Hey, you know what? Look, the brake lines are nice, so
Yeah. Those are nice.
That's better than I could say for a lot of my stuff. No problem at all, but
There it is.
good to go, baby.
Yeah, how's it going taking it?
At 5, we fired it up twice,
You didn't pick up loud,
and then so there would have been 10. Yeah, these are empty, dog.
What?
These are empty.
No!
For real?
Yeah, for real.
Where's the stick?
It's gonna be fun.
You wanna...
Also kind of.
So what kind of oil pressure do you typically get it up to? Like 10,
Like
15
20.
PSI?
Yeah, like 20.
Okay. Windows, surprisingly small. Oh yeah.
There it is.
Let's go. Hell yeah. Straight cut gears. Three cars. That sound is God damn! No traction. Yeah. Dude, this thing rips.
Yeah, it's a really fun super out of control car.
Yeah, more people need to build things like this. This is the right mentality, right? Barely any traction, hardly floorboards, all party,
Yeah.
straight cut gears.
9,000 RPM, 800 horsepower,
Yeah.
4-speed, good car.
It was surprisingly well mannered for what it is. by the way.
Right? Yeah, this is the second drive ever for the record. And all we did was whip it together on the lift, take it out last time, do a big burnout. A little more confidence in it now. It's pretty solid.
Well, I appreciate you letting me rip.
Yeah, bud.
Hell yeah, man.
We're calling it checkered pass, by the way.
Checkered pass?
Yeah, it's like
I
NASCAR.
like that. If you want to find more Tony, I'll put some links to his YouTube channel below, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah, watch, stay
us out.
tuned.
Check
Lots
us
of
out.
good stuff like this. And you're now a full-blown Corvette boy.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll
Yeah,
see. I do
we'll
like
see.
them.
We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. We didn't die, so maybe we just got to try again. See you on the next one.